July 2nd, 2017 garden update. I just got back from a week and a half vacation and just checking up on the garden here. Just got it watered really well. The eggplant over here is doing good. I've got two nice black beauties right there and right there's. This is pretty interesting. I have two tomato plants here. I've split a few different times, and this one on the I've got this one split twice, and the one on the left has died, and the one on the right is alive, which tells me that maybe I got maybe some fungus in some of these cuts, or I'm not sure how that works with these tomato plants, but yeah, maybe an injury, it got infected like above the split. See how this one goes up and it's fine, but the one on the left dies, which is weird, but whatever. The dinosaur kale has been hit by the caterpillars. I need to get some BT on those. Wow, this is bright. The okra has overgrown. I'm going to let these big ones here be my seed pods, and I'll pick these others here tonight. But the okra is just really hitting its stride here. It's just putting off probably a couple meals a week of okra. The beets are doing good. This is my first time I've tried a second succession in the hot North Carolina summer, so this is going to be interesting to see how it does. This is a very good soil for it. It's all compost really, so it's got a lot of moisture in it when I water it well. I did some beets right here also, which this is brand new soil. It's just got a couple bags of black cow mixed in it. They're surprisingly doing well, but it dries out really quick, so I've got to keep that watered well. Perpetual spinach there. Dandelions, some, what's that called? Blood vein sorrel. The looks like the Egyptian walking onions are really starting to perk up now. So those 3 or 4 right there were the originals, and these are the babies off the side I transplanted. And I had one in here, but it is done. Didn't make it. 2 out of 3 of those little seedlets made it. I got some beans there, which I thought they were bush beans, but it's running up that side, so I'm gonna let it do its thing. I took some okra seeds here, and they're just, or not okra, but red Russian Kale. So you see these little guys here, which I let it go to seed over there, and just crumbled up some here, and it's taken off. So I'm gonna let that go into the fall. So that should be really nice and mature before the fall hits, if I baby it right. I hate these weeds. These are the worst weeds on earth. These little bastages. Oh, there's a nice little red vein kale. It's taking off a lot faster than the others. The artichoke, or not artichoke, the oh my god, asparagus is doing good. I'm letting that just grow, like everything. I didn't pick any, so I'm letting this grow the first 2 years. So next year I'll probably start harvesting that. I supposedly have some small little ones in the back here, but they haven't taken. We'll see if they end up coming up later in the year. The Malabar Spinach corner here, that vine is going nuts. Got Malabar spinach, some perpetual spinach, which that's Swiss chard. This is a vine, just they happen to be called spinach. They're spinach-like plants. The Swiss chard is doing great. I need to really get in here and harvest. I'm going to harvest it and boil some stuff down. I'll probably do a little before and after video, because this is after being on vacation a week, and in the middle of June it's amazing how much it grows in a week. So I need to really get in here and clean it up. So I'll maybe do a quick video after I do that later in the week. The sorrel, the French sorrel, I think that is. This is kind of like that really soft leaf sorrel. That stuff is so hardy. It grows better than the red vein sorrel. I completely cut that to the ground. It was taken over, and it came right back up, but in a more manageable pile. Purslane, this stuff is interesting. It's got a lot of fat in it, the same fat that you get out of your fish, which is one of the few plants that have that. So it's a very good plant to grow. This is the first year I've got it going. I tried it by seed last year and it didn't take. It's kind of notorious for growing better in crap soil, just soil that just is, has no nutrients. But the transplant worked well. I just took it out of an old farm field, which is kind of funny. It's a active farm field in North Carolina, which the soil's terrible. It's just that sandy loam, barely any loam, a lot of sand, and they just fertilize the shit out of it. But it's growing well here. I got it transplanted. Just I'm letting it spread a little bit. I heard it can be invasive, but I want it to kind of be inside this bed. It's good ground cover. The Swiss chard here, this rainbow Swiss chard, is growing well. And this is actually a good example of just genetic diversity within the same seed set. You can see this one, what the hell is going on? My cat's going crazy. Chester, what are you doing? He's mouse hunting. But the genetic diversity, you can see in just these two plants, same seeds, but this one really started fast and just petered off. I saw there was something weird on it originally. You can see the early videos I did in the season, and it's big leaves, but it's curled and a little bit twisted, which told me something was wrong with it. But it petered out by the year. But these good seeds, they're really doing well. Just so it's a good reason to plant 2 or 3 plants for every seed set. I planted some bush beans before I left, and they're just starting to get going. So hopefully I'll have some later summer peas or beans going here soon. The Amaranth, which I've been threatening to harvest for over a month, keeps on growing. I need to get in here, just harvest these leaves and get this plant out of here. And we'll let this ground cherry take off, because this ground cherry is taking over my new asparagus bed, which, update on that, this asparagus bed I planted, which I thought was the right depth, just about 8 to 12 inches deep there, but only a few are perking up. But I need to get this cleaned up, so I'll get that cleaned up so the sun's hitting it better. Oh, the eggplant in the middle, that thing's doing great. I'm going to start doing more eggplants. It's a plant that I love, and it grows well here, so I really need to start growing more of it. But this is the Black Beauty. It's just really starting to hit. It's funny. I think this bed gets a little bit less than that one over there. That little plant I showed originally. It's a smaller plant, but it has 2 fruit. But this one's loading up. It's going to be end of the season. I bet this thing is going to be putting 10 monsters off, which we'll have to see. That's my prediction. The sunchokes are kicking butt over there. I've talked about it before. The varmints are getting in here, which kind of pissed me off. But at the end of the day, this Malabar spinach, you can't keep it down. Look at that. The seeds between the bricks are the ones that the only thing that animal couldn't dig up, and it just took off. So let it do its things there. The front yard's doing awesome. The peppers have turned red in a week. Of course, when I was gone, everything turned red. My tomatoes are turning red. But I'll do probably a quick video and try to stitch it up to that one. If not, I'll do another video right after this, just showing maybe a couple pictures or a quick video just showing that little bed up there. Late top. Swiss chard, bell peppers, del toros, or whatever these guys are called. Some chives. Everything's starting to do really well. Some nice red peppers coming in here.